Hi, it's Jody Lawyer, Holistic Occupational Therapist at Helix Healing Path. And today I thought we would do a mini lesson on the vagus nerve. So for those of you who are unfamiliar with this really important nerve, the vagus nerve is known as cranial nerve number 10. And it's also called the wanderer because in Latin that's what vagus means. And it's the longest nerve in our body. And it connects the brain to many important organs, including your gut, so your intestines, your stomach, heart, and lungs are all innervated by the vagus nerve. And this is instrumental in helping your parasympathetic nervous system to be more on, which is also called rest and digest. So the vagus nerve, when you can train the vagus nerve and increase your vagal tone, you are therefore putting yourself into more of that calm space where you can socially attend, you are present, you are your body's not in fight or flight. So I'm going to talk with you about some different strategies that you can do to increase your vagal tone in this mini lesson. So the afferent, or the sensory branches of cranial nerves 5, 7, 9, 10, and 11 gather information from our visceral organs. Are we safe? Are we threatened by any kind of danger? Does our body feel healthy? Or is there an imbalance, a pain? Is there dysfunction or illness? And are we safe and healthy? And this helps to facilitate social engagement. So the cranial nerves have their own functions, but with 10, it innervates the esophagus, which is important for swallowing, and then also the lungs, and so respiration, and the gut and the intestines, so digestion and facilitating that. So cranial nerve 10 is very important because it innervates our organs, which helps us with the rest and the digest, as I mentioned before. So vagal tone then is this internal biological process that represents the activity of your vagus nerve. And so increasing your vagal tone activates the parasympathetic nervous system, and that means you will then have a higher vagal tone and can relax much faster after a stressful situation or if your nervous system becomes really activated. Because when you have an increased vagal tone, it goes back to baseline much quicker, and so you're not in that constant state of fight or flight or that anxiety is rising up in the body. So the vagal response reduces stress, and it reduces our heart rate, it reduces our blood pressure, and it changes the function of certain parts of the brain. So really working in helping you to increase your vagal tone will help you overall with your cortisol levels. Your parasympathetic nervous system will be more on instead of your instead of your SNS, which is sympathetic nervous system, and that's known as the fight or flight. So the vagal response reduces stress, and it reduces our heart rate and our blood pressure, and can also change the function of certain parts of our brain. So learning how to control the parasympathetic nervous system and increasing your vagal tone is immensely going to help you feel more calm and more relaxed in your body. So some quick techniques that you can do to increase your vagal tone. One is cold exposure. So acute cold exposure has been shown to activate the vagus nerve, and this will help bring everything down. So sometimes people can't tolerate the cold, so maybe turning the shower to cold for the last 30 seconds is the way that you can start. You can also put your face in cold water, go outside for a few minutes and without a jacket, and just help your body with that freezing and that shivering. Actually helps to increase the vagal tone as well. Deep and slow breathing is instrumental for increasing vagal tone. And so what happens is when we are in fight or flight, we shallow breathe up here in the lungs, and that is not going to help. You need to breathe from your diaphragm. And so if you can increase your breaths to 10 to 14 breaths each minute and maybe reduce that over time, this is a great way to relieve stress, but it also increases your vagal tone. And when you want, the way that I usually teach breathing is the 2-to-1 method, and breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. So breathing in, for example, like 4 seconds, and breathing out for 8. So it would look like this. Now you want to play around with it because for you, you may need to start out at 2 and then breathe out for 4, or 3 and then to 6. So there's going to be your baseline that you're going to start with. But the more that you can engage in this deep and slow breathing, this will help your parasympathetic nervous system to be more on, and then increasing your vagal tone. The one other thing I like to say about deep breathing is, no matter where you are, no matter where environment, know that this is your number one tool that you can go to alleviate your stress. All you need to do is sit for 3 minutes and engage in this intentional, deep and slow breathing. Close your eyes, shut out the world for just a little bit, and this will bring you back into your body and will really help you feel de-stress a little bit more, so that you can at least figure out your next steps or whatever that might be for you. So deep and slow breathing is your next tip. Singing, humming, chanting, and gargling are another one, because the vagus nerve is connected to the vocal cords and the muscles at the back of your throat. So singing, humming, and chanting activates these muscles, and they will stimulate your vagus nerve. And some other things are listening to peace chanting or humming along with that at frequencies of 396 hertz that you can find on Spotify, on YouTube, Apple Music, will also help with increasing your vagal tone. You can gargle water or maybe your mouthwash before rinsing and then spitting. So the longer that you can engage in gargling, that will also help. Yodeling is another one, and especially if no one's watching, just yodel away. And sing and chant as much as you want. Sing in the shower, sing like no one's watching, sing in the car. This is a great way to also relieve stress as well, and that will also increase your vagal tone. Probiotics is another one. So gut bacteria improves the function by affecting your vagus nerve, and so there's positive changes of the GABA receptors in the brain, and the reduction of stress hormones with less depression and anxiety prone behavior when given an appropriate probiotic. So there are beneficial changes that happen between the gut and the brain that are facilitated by the vagus nerve. So having a good probiotic will also help you with increasing your vagal tone. And then meditation is a powerful relaxation technique, and when this is coupled with your deep, slow breathing, this can have huge impacts, so in terms of stimulating the vagus nerve. So research, of course, shows that meditation increases vagal tone and positive emotions and promotes feelings of goodness towards yourself. So it really is a win-win situation. And for those of you that don't meditate, sometimes you just need to start out with an app or a guided meditation to help you kind of get into your body and just close out the world. I love to meditate. I meditate every day, and then like 5 minutes before I go to sleep at night, and it really has helped. And this was kind of my first tool that I really went to when I first started doing healing work and learning how to calm my body through meditation. So meditation is another go-to, and you don't have to do it for a long time. Start out with 2 minutes if that's all you can do to begin with, and then increase it to 5 and then to 10. And if that's where you cap off, then that's where you cap off. But do some kind of meditation, and that will really help you to get in your body and to increase that vagal tone. Omega fatty acids is another way to increase vagal tone. So these are essential fats that your body cannot produce on its own. So it's primarily found in fish. And it's necessary for the electrical functioning of your brain and that nervous system to help it with wiring and firing. So critical for brain and mental health. So get some omega fatty acids in your system to help you with increasing your vagal tone as well. It's no surprise that exercise is another way to increase your vagal tone. So the more that you can engage in exercise, whether that's walking, yoga, windmills, just tai chi, whatever that might be, do more of that, because exercise supports the brain mitochondria and increases your brain's growth hormone. And it also stimulates the vagus nerve, which is beneficial to brain. It has mental health benefits. Even walking every day for 30 to 60 minutes is highly effective. And engage in something, even if you're just doing quick little short walks around the block or getting up from your desk and doing some short walks. Anything that you can do to move your body is going to help you increase your vagal tone. Massage is another way because massage stimulates the vagus nerve and increases vagal activity and increases your vagal tone. And so this can be stimulated by massaging specific parts of the body. So like foot massage is also shown to increase vagal modulation and heart rate variability and decrease that fight or flight or the sympathetic response when our bodies are really activated. And even massaging the carotid sinus, which is the area of the right side of your throat, and this area can also stimulate the vagus nerve and is also known to reduce seizures. So get some body work, get some massage. That deep pressure is very, as I mentioned in the tactile lesson, deep pressure is so vital for organizing and calming the nervous system down. Socializing and laughing is another way because socializing and laughing reduces our cortisol levels and stimulates the vagus nerve because again, when you're laughing, you're activating the throat. So positive social interactions and connections improves vagal tone, increases positive emotions, and laughter has been shown to increase heart rate variability and improve our mood. And don't we know that when we are with our really good friends and we feel uplifted, we just feel good, we laugh. If you're kind of on lockdown or you're not able to get engaged with friends, even turning on old reruns of your favorite show that promotes laughter can be really helpful just to stimulate the laughing and also increase your vagal tone. And then some other preventatives, stress, anxiety, fatigue are known to cause the vagus nerve to misfire. So really taking a look at yourself and what's going on with you to be able to decrease these things even more so that you can be more in control of your body, because we do have some control of this, and learning how to influence those biological processes with things like meditation and deep breathing. Sometimes it has to be very intentional when you're first starting out because you're not used to having this in your life. And so you have to almost make it like schedule it in, like I got to schedule in your meditation or whatever that might be, just to help calm everything down. The excess of spicy foods and alcohol can also cause the vagus nerve to misfire. So poor posture with musculature misalignment may also put pressure on your vagus nerve. So learning how to stretch your body, learning how to be in touch with that, just doing some simple head turns in Sphinx position will be helpful for helping that vagus nerve or prevent it from misfiring all the time. And just really be mindful of your posture, especially down here in your lumbar spine, in your sacrum. All of this area really too can be really impacted by misalignment as well. So just pay attention to all of those things, but that is another preventative for you. So that is our mini lesson on vagus nerve and increasing your vagal tone. I hope this was helpful. If you need any further assistance, please reach out to me at jody@helixhealingpath.com. Thanks for watching and have a great day.